Hey, have you heard? I'm going back to Las Vegas and the Punk Rock Museum to give guided tours. This happens to coincide with the When We Were Young Festival. I'll be there over the course of 4 days, October 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. 2 tours a day, one at 1:30 p.m. and one at 4:30 p.m. These tours will sell out. Space is limited, so grab your tickets now at thepunkrockmuseum.com. I got stories for days, and I can't wait to share them with you. So don't miss your chance to walk the halls of the museum and share punk rock memories with me. Head over to thepunkrockmuseum.com and get your tickets now. See you soon. This episode is brought to you by DistroKid.
Hey everyone, Chris DeMakes, a podcast producer, Chris Fafalius here, ready to take you all back in time to October 4th of 2021, when Bill Manspeaker of Green Jellÿ sat in to discuss the writing and recording of their wild 1993 hit, Three Little Pigs. So Three Little Pigs is from Green Jellÿ's album Serial Killer Soundtrack that came out in March of 1993, and the song Three Little Pigs peaked on the Hot 100 at number 43 on April 17th of 1993. At that very moment, the number one song in the U.S. was Snow's Informer, which was on its epic run at number 1. Some other songs that were popular at that moment: Freak Me from Silk, Nothing But a G Thing from Dr. Dre, I Have Nothing from Whitney Houston, Two Princes from Spin Doctors, Hip Hop Hooray from Naughty by Nature, Ordinary World from Duran Duran, which for some reason 1993 is way later than I'd have guessed that song was from, but I guess that's right, and Mr. Wendell from Arrested Development. With Three Little Pigs at number 43, it was one spot below Stereo MC's Connected, which we did an episode of One Hit Thunder about them at one point. Go check that out. And they were one spot above Snap's Rhythm is a Dancer. What else happened in April of 93? Well, David Lee Roth was arrested in New York City for buying $10 worth of weed. 2 LA police officers were convicted and 2 were acquitted in the Rodney King trial. Walker, Texas Ranger debuted on CBS. Boris Yeltsin was elected president of the Russian Federation. Chance the Rapper was born in Chicago. Cesar Chavez and Oliver Tambo both passed away. And a 34-year-old Susanna Hoffs of the Bangles married Jay Roach, who would later direct the Austin Powers movies, the Meet the Parents movies, and Dinner for Schmucks, and some other movies too. Okay, did I do an all right job of jogging April 93 in your memory? Good. Let's get to the episode from October 4th of 2021. This is episode 71 of Chris DeMakes a Podcast. Bill Manspeaker discusses Green Jellÿ's Three Little Pigs.
Why don't you sit right back and I may tell you a tale of 3 little pigs and a big bad wolf.
Hey Shock Rockers, do we have a crazy one for you? Today's guest is Bill Manspeaker, lead vocalist for the Los Angeles, California theatrical rock band Green Jellÿ. Bill and I get down to business breaking down their smash hit single and video, Three Little Pigs, taken from their 1993 album, Serial Killer Soundtrack. You've heard it here before on the show. Yes, this was Green Jellÿ's last hurrah before their record label pulled the financial and supportive marketing plug on the band. And it couldn't have been a bigger hit. Bill was truly on the forefront of video and the importance of that as it applied to each song on their record. The lyrical references here are mind-blowing, and the fact that they were able to make a 6-minute video out of 1.5 minutes of footage is unreal. Talk about stretching a penny. Amazing. Bill was as humble as it gets, and you can tell that he owes a large portion of his career and continued success to Three Little Pigs. For all this and a whole lot more, don't touch that dial.
Hey, have you heard? Chris DeMakes a Podcast. Hey, have you heard? Chris DeMakes a Podcast. Hey, have you heard? Chris DeMakes a Podcast. Hey, have you heard?
Well, hey, Bill, how we doing?
I'm awesome. How are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Thanks a lot for sitting in. If you would have told me back in 1993 when I was just this goofy college kid watching videos at 2 a.m. that I'd be speaking to the guy from Green Jellÿ someday, I'd tell you you're full of crap. This is an honor.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to have such a wonderful job that me and you both have.
Yes,
and
yes.
To be able to influence, you just said it right there, to be able to influence a kid. That's all it's about. I couldn't care less about the cash or the notoriety or the stage time.
Right.
This is not just me saying this on the radio. I do this to influence kids and adults that just need a little, if suddenly me telling them that their art is wonderful or me saying that their music is great, if that somehow helps somebody, put me down for that. I can do that every single day of my life for the rest of my life as a job.
Yeah, man.
And luckily, both you and I have this.
Yes. Well, I'd like to give our listeners a little bit of background. I'm still referring to you as Green Jellÿ.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I've done a little research here. So they were Green Jellÿ back when this video premiered in '93 on MTV, what I was just talking about a moment ago. Kraft Foods, because they don't have enough friggin' money, Kraft Foods decided that they were going to get involved. Who knew that some food coloring and gelatin could trademark a damn name, right?
Wound up horse hooves in green dye got upset at my humor.
Yes.
But yet it's okay for them to hire Bill Cosby as their spokesman.
Yeah, I know. It two wrongs make a right sometimes, Bill.
I'm only using that joke because it's been told to me a million times. I don't barely believe that to be true.
Well,
I did steal the name.
Yeah, well, it's now.
If honesty comes out here, and push comes to shove, at the end of the day, I stole it.
Yeah,
I blatantly stole the name. And they had every right to be mad at me. So I then changed it from Green Jellÿ to Green Kleenex. And there was an issue with that. And then I went with Green Xerox, Green Chevrolet. The lawsuits just kept going. So I found a product that nobody wanted, which would be Green Jellÿ.
Yes, but it's still, it's spelled jelly, but it's pronounced Jello still because there's those umlauts above the Y.
As fate would have it, Green Jellÿ is Green Jello in Europe.
Well, then you still win.
I did. I went and toured Europe in the early 90s, and kids were coming up to me with boxes of green Jello, but it said green jelly on it instead, just like the American version. And I'm like, dude, where did you get this? We're like, at the store. What store? The grocery store. They don't know what Jello is. Jello to them is jelly, so win-win for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, the band has released 4 full-length records, the most recent having been released June 11th, 2021. The record's called Garbage Band Kids. Some notable past members of Green Jellÿ include future Tool members Maynard James Keenan and Danny Carey, both of whom were in the band in the early 90s. And as a matter of fact, the song we're going to talk about today, Three Little Pigs, I never knew this. I guess Maynard does the spoken word, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin.
Yes, and Danny plays drums.
Yeah, that is so cool.
It was Tool's first hit record.
Yeah. It really was. That's really crazy that, I was telling our bass player that I was going to have you on last week, and he's like, "Oh, that's awesome." And I said, "Did you know that Tool like Maynard?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "You didn't know that?" I'm like, "What?" I honestly didn't know it. The song is taken from the album Serial Killer Soundtrack, which was released in 1993. The video-only album, was called just Serial Killer, which I got to give kudos to you guys. Bands nowadays, because it's the thing to do, they're making, for about the past 5, 6, 7 years, they're making a video for every song on the record. You guys were almost 30 years ahead of time with this thought process.
I was way ahead of time, my friend. And when I pitched this to the record company, they thought that I was insane.
You were.
And I know, of course. And luckily, the man who was the president of the company was like, his name was Lou Malia. He goes, this is fucking crazy. Let's do it. He loved it not because he liked the music or the band. He liked it because nobody ever did it.
No, that was the first thing that when I went and I was researching, I remember you doing a lot of videos. I didn't know you did one for everyone, and hats off to you. Kudos for that. You were that was such forward thinking. And I know you didn't think like this is going to be the future. It was just something that you did, and I'm going to say, go out on the limb here. You were the first one to ever do that. That is awesome.
No, I was. I really was.
Absolutely. So again, kudos to you.
Hey, let me jump in for a second. I did a lot of work with Kiss in the 90s. And I was having this conversation with Gene Simmons about doing things for the first time. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Bill, that's wonderful that you've done it for the first time. But how much did you make?
That is an important question. And
I told him, I said, it's not about the money to me, Gene. It's about influencing people. And true story, he goes, oh, it's not about the money, Bill? And I go, no, it is not. He goes, give me $1, Bill. And I pulled out $1. I gave it to him. He goes, thank you. I will keep this in my wallet. And every time I see you, I will show you that I still have your $1 that I earned from you. And for years, every time I saw this dude, he pulled out that goddamn $1 to prove to me.
Well, and it's funny because again, going and researching your band, I knew a lot about you, but I really dug deep. I knew you did some work with Gene and Paul back in the night. Which is cool. Real quick here before we jump in the song, the record was produced by Sylvia Massey. She went on to produce Tool, Undertow, System of a Down, Johnny Cash, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and one last thing I want to say, and we'll jump in. Your live show's insane.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is my quote. Green Jellÿ is one part humor, one part heavy music, one part theater, all riddled with absolute insanity. And,
yes, that's very good.
And you're welcome to throw that on your Wikipedia page because
thank you. Give me that quote at the end, and I will write that down. That was wonderful.
No, because your live show is just they come out with the pigs' heads and the big bad wolf and the different
audience participation. That's the number one thing. I go town to town and I recruit the fan. And I make him the guitar player. I make them the drummers. I make them the cow god. I make them the characters. They're in the show.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The fan.
Yeah.
And then we want to go back it up to the new album. That's all fan made.
That is cool.
Over 100 fans from around the world made this album with me.
That's amazing. That's another really kind of a pioneering idea. That's really cool, Bill.
The first fan-made album by the fan.
That is awesome. Well, I got to tell you, my band, we pride ourselves on involving the audience. We don't like separation between band and audience. We're just fans of music that ended up being on this side of the stage. Yes. I could very well be out there, and I know that you have the same kind of thinking. So,
yes, of course,
making the fans part of it. Once you make them a part of that, they'll be a fan for life. They'll never forget that.
I'm just giving them the show that I want to see in the audience.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that is so cool, and I know that you recruit going city to city. A friend of mine, a friend of mine ended up playing bass for you on a Florida tour. He said, "Man, I'm playing for Green Jellÿ." I'm like, "What?"
That's great. That must have been 2012, 2013.
I think somewhere around there. Yeah. So
I have a very good recall of every single damn show.
Yeah, but it's cool. The track here, you couldn't escape it. 93. I was glued to MTV. Beavis and Butthead got behind this track.
Yes.
And if you were on Beavis and Butthead, even if you were slammed on there, you were still on you were still on Beavis and Butthead. It was kind of like, you were something. And this song's interesting. The single edit, the radio edit is, and I didn't even go and listen to it because I didn't want to get into that. I hate radio edits. Somehow they chopped it down by 1 minute and 20 seconds. It's 4 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 4 minutes and 35 45 seconds, which is still long for a radio track.
Well, they wanted it down to 3.5 minutes. They just couldn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, this song is remarkable for the time period. You know, the time period back in MTV didn't want to air videos that were much longer than 4 minutes. This song's 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Yep. Okay, and this claymation video, it was so cool at the time. The song starts with a spoken word intro over this finger tapping.
There's this by Henry Rollins, fucking that's my inside Henry Rollins joke, because at that time he was doing spoken word.
Yeah. No, and it's funny you say that, because I totally hear now. I get it. I never even put the correlated that. That's awesome. There's this crazy finger tapping solo, and all of a sudden you just hear Bill go, "Why don't you sit right back, and I may tell you a tale."
A tale of 3 little pigs and a big bad wolf.
On Big Bad Wolf, the drums and the band hit on that, and the song kicks in. Before we go any further, I had read somewhere that this track was written in 1991. Is that true?
It's 90. It's 91. Yes.
Okay, and the lyrics, and I mean this wholeheartedly, because I love ridiculousness in music and in my life. I love to have fun and laugh at things. I mean, was this just written like in one sitting in a notebook one night, or how the hell did you come up with all this?
All right, I'm gonna tell you the quick story.
Okay.
Well, I'm in my car, Los Angeles, stuck in traffic, late 80s, early 90s. And then there was a lot of hair bands. So I'm sitting at the traffic light, and then every single pole would have 80 million band flyers. You know, Legs Diamond, Hot Mama, Kicks, Stick Kitty, blah, blah, blah. All these funny heavy metal bands.
Yeah.
So out of boredom, just like anyone else in their car with your friend, I start making funny band names. Legs Diamond, Hot Mama, Mother Goose, and the Triple Bears. And my friend starts laughing at the Mother Goose Triple Bears. And then I go, and all they do is nursery rhymes. Little pig, let me in. And my friend goes, oh, by the hair of my chin. And this is all on a red light. So we're dying. All we got is that. That's it. That's all we have. And we think it's the funniest goddamn thing in the world. So I go to work, and I'm a security guard at NBC. I just moved to Hollywood. So I got all kinds of time all day long. I'm just sitting there picking my nose, walking around on the Price is Right set, So I just start cranking out words about my life. Every one of those pigs somehow represents myself at that time, living in Hollywood and what I was exposed to. And I just cranked out all the words. And the first time we ever played this was on a Wednesday night on Hollywood Boulevard in front of 10 people. And 9 of those people were the band members of GWAR.
No kidding.
They happened to be in town. A friend of mine who was in a local theater band in Hollywood named Dookie Flyswatter, he was in a band called Haunted Garage.
I remember that name.
And their band ruled Hollywood. When I moved here in the late 80s, early 90s, they were the biggest thing. And Dookie immediately embraced my humor and gave me shows with him. So Dookie brings GWAR to the show. They hear that song, and afterwards, Beefcake the Mighty, who was Michael Bishop at the time, tells me, you have a hit song right there. Now, I don't know who he is. He's this guy with a beard in overalls in early 80s or late 80s, early 90s. So nobody really knows who GWAR is. And he tells me about his band GWAR, and they do costumes too, and I should go to their show. And I did. And I went with Dookie, and, I was like, and all of a sudden there was Dookie, myself, and Dave Brocky. Like, that was it. That was it for costume bands in the entire world. It was Alice Cooper, but we were the generation after that, and this is what our influences were. So we were the only 3 costume bands. So we immediately bound together, but it was Guar who recognized that being a hit song.
That is really cool. Well, I know, and I've always thought that the two of you pairing would be like the perfect tour, and you're right.
Oh, yes. Sometimes people with the same music styles, sometimes they don't all like to hang out with each other.
Yeah, that does happen. I just think for the show, for the fans.
Oh, that's what I was about. I'm like,
me
because I got costumes. What the hell?
Yeah, no. It would have been
a show for the fans. It doesn't have to do with, hey, I made this latex mask before you made that duct tape mask.
Yeah, no, well, and I'll tell you something else. Again, I'm going to use the term again about pioneering. There was a lot of bands that came after you, and Guar, all the Slipknots and those types of bands.
There's a million of them.
Yeah, so you were doing it way before, and that's cool. I want to get into the first verse here. After the band hits on Big Bad Wolf, there's a distant, almost like it's the drummer going 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's Danny Carey.
There's Danny Carey of Tool now, and all of a sudden the song kicks in. What I love about this tune, it's 6 minutes long, 5 minutes and 54 seconds, but there's only 2 riffs. There's only 2 riffs in the song. That's brilliant. How can you make a song? It's almost like. How can you do that and get on the radio and get on MTV and have a hit? It's remarkable.
Oh, yeah, and having this heavy metal rap song, which, again, there's a lot of it now, but back then there wasn't.
No, there was very few bands.
Heavy metal riff with somebody rapping to it, and I was only rapping to it because I can't sing. That's the only reason it sounds that way.
Well... You can sing, Bill. You need to hear some of the bands I've toured with.
I cannot.
All right, so I'm going to read the lyrics here, and we're going to set this up.
For it.
Well, the first little piggy, he was kind of hip.
He spent most of his days just dreaming of the city. And then one day, he bought a guitar. He moved to Hollywood to become a star. But living on the farm, he knew nothing of the city. Built his house out of straw, what a pity. Then one day, jamming on some chords, along came the wolf, knocking on his door.
Totally about me moving to Hollywood. That's me. The first pig is me. That's my story, moving to Hollywood.
That is awesome. Well, I noticed in this, and again, it's that riff, dun, 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 dun. It's going along, and there's this like guitar lick, like that happens after city. It happens after the word star, like this little thing, and that's a theme throughout the song. And by the end of the song, it's almost like it has to be there. And some, usually when you say annoying, it's in a bad connotation, but it gets annoying in a great,
really annoying. That was the purpose of this, was to annoy your parents. This was the purpose of it all. You put that video in if you got grounded, and your parents would let you out. If you had friends over that you wanted to leave, you put the video in. They would go home. It was meant to annoy.
Right. Well, at 1 minute and 16 seconds, we're in the first chorus, and the chorus is
little pig, let me in.
And then alone here, just Maynard, in falsetto, he says,
by the hair of my chinny chin, little pig, let me in. By the hair of my chinny chin.
Yes.
And then the riff changes here for the first time in the song, and so does the drum feel.
Well, I'm puffing, I'll blow your house in. Puffing, blow your house in. Puffing, blow your house in. Puffing it up, I'll blow your house in.
On the puffin' and I'll blow your house in the last part of the last line, you go almost like to this falsetto to like really drive the point home.
Puffing it up, puffing it, I'll blow your house in. That one?
See, and you talk about can't sing. Yeah, I can sing all right, but when I try to do something like that, it comes off forced and absolutely horrific. But you do it, and it sounds great. So
you didn't run into a rope on your motorcycle when you were 13 years old and ripped the rope out of your neck. I'm serious.
I know you are.
Before that motorcycle accident, I'd be working at Walmart.
Well, it's
That's
just
how
funny.
you turn something to your favor. Not many people can turn a career out of a motorcycle accident.
Well, and again, I'm going to use a term here that, and I know you're not going to be offended by it.
Hell no.
You know, when novelty hits.
Oh,
Okay,
time.
they are amazing because they are a snapshot in time. You could not, I remember going to, you just mentioned Walmart. It'd be Walmart. You'd be at the mechanic. You'd be at the dentist office. There'd be someone in the crowd going,
Anyway.
little pig, little
Yep.
pig. There'd be somebody say, not by the harem. It was everywhere.
It was everywhere.
It blew up and
The surprise of everyone.
right. And I want to, and when we get done with going through the song, I have a couple questions about that for you, because it's remarkable what happened to this song. After the first chorus, the intro riff comes back in for 2 measures, but the lead guitar is now playing up an octave. It changes there, okay? So the song kind of lifts. Verse 2 is, well, the second little piggy, well, he was kind of stoked.
He spent most of his days just a ganja smoking, hopping and a bopping down on Venice Beach, getting paid money for religious speech. Built his shelter from when he garbage picked, mostly made up of old cans and sticks. Then one day he was cranking up a Marley. Along came the wolf on his big
Bad Harley. And again, on the second line, the fourth line, the sixth line, and the eighth line, you have that guitar thing again.
Yes.
That's just there.
Yeah.
That noisy little guitar lick. So was this you huffing and a puffing down Venice Beach?
Basically, yes. But that, and God, if my friend was here, he could help me recall it. But there is this guy down on Venice Beach. If you ever been to California on Venice Beach, you will know who he is. He has roller skates. He wears a little turban, and he plays guitar. And I've been friends with this guy for like 10 years, and I can't recall his name at the moment in time. What, Harry Perry? Oh, thank you. Oh, he is here. Harry Perry. Look that up on the internet. You'll see a picture of him. But he's a very famous figure on Venice Beach. He's there every single day since I moved here in 1987.
He's their naked cowboy.
And that guy, yes, exactly. That guy is the second pig.
He's the second pig.
Yes,
Man, I honestly, I never thought this was kind of autobiographical and biographical. I just thought
you are the first person in my entire life with the band, which is 40 years, who's ever asked me this question about the song.
That's remarkable.
And it's great because I'm not repeating any story.
No, because probably people assume that you just wrote this about the children's nursery rhyme and just.
No. This is just life experience.
That is awesome, dude. That is.
Funny enough, all those songs are life experience songs.
Yeah, no, that is really cool because you know as well as I do, a lot of songs, rock songs, rap songs that were just written just to be funny, and there was no story behind them. Just someone, stoned at 3 a.m. eating ice cream, writing something silly, and that's not the case here. Which there's a little bit of depth to a song that I didn't think had that much lyrical depth.
Oh no. There's a lot of depth.
Yeah. Well, we get into chorus 2, and again, it's the same lyric, but I'm going to read it again. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. This time the music doesn't stop there. Right. It just keeps going. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Doesn't stop there. The riff changes again. While I'm huffing, I'm puffing, I'll blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing and a puffing, and I'll blow your house in. And now we're at the 2 minutes and 42 second mark of the song. We're not halfway through yet.
No, and it's the same song. Same song going.
Which is interesting. You brought up how you were kind of rapping in this song earlier, Bill.
Right.
And rap songs a lot of the times are the same music over and over again with someone, and really this is all about the story.
Yes.
The music is kind of secondary, but it's still heavy enough where you'd see you guys, or you watch videos and people are moshing and stage diving and slamming.
We'll go crazy during that song. It's hilarious
because it's it's
rowdy
heavy
about pigs.
Yep. And
the pigs. What are you going to do tonight? I'm going to go mosh the farm animals.
Well, again, at 2 minutes and 42 seconds, the intro riff comes back, but this time it's alone. And the two guitars here are played through a wah-wah pedal for like 2 measures. And it's just it just gets really weird here for a second. And then we get into verse 3. Yes, we need another verse, and we're going to get some more after this too.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to know who the third little piggy is in a second. Well, the third little piggy, the grade A student.
His daddy was the rock star named Pig Nugent, earned his master's degree from Harvard College, built his house from his architect knowledge, a tri-level mansion, Hollywood Hills. Daddy's rock stardom paid for the bills. Then one day came the old house smasher, the big bad wolf, the little piggy slasher.
Chaos, tell them who the third little piggy is.
Me.
It is? That's Bill's son talking.
Yes. The third little piggy is my 7-year-old son, Chaos Diablo. It was literally decades before he was even born. And I just sort of put myself in that future tense that I would have a child, and so I'm the Pig Nugent, and Chaos is the daddy was a rock star whose name was Pig Nugent. I'm Pig Nugent. That's a really far-fetched concept that I had at that part of the song. I did this whole like future reach. Like, all right, decades from now.
I had no idea you were going to go there. That's interesting.
The first times I'm ever, nobody's ever asked me these. So,
No, it's cool. And there's not many words that rhyme with student, maybe prudent, but I like how you rhyme student with Nugent.
Thank you. And I came up with the Pig Nugent first, not the student.
Yeah. We get into
this is because at the time, Maynard was my roommate, and he was a huge Ted Nugent fan. So I thought that it was funny.
Well, it is funny because you think of guys like, especially like you listen to Tool's music, you can't really hear any Ted Nugent influence, but it's funny.
Oh, Maynard hugely influenced.
Yeah, well, it's same thing with me. Like, there's stuff I listen to. My fans go, "You listen to that?" It's like, yeah, I don't just listen to punk rock or listen to metal. I listen to different stuff, and before I even got in a band, it was me with a broom or a mop up, pretending to be Ace Frehley in front of the mirror.
Yeah, right. The Ace Frehley moment. We all had that as kids.
Hey, everybody, don't you dare go anywhere. There's lots more Chris DeMakes a podcast after these messages from our sponsors.
Looking to elevate your music career? DistroKid is a digital music distribution service that enables musicians to distribute their music to online stores and streaming platforms such as Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon, Tidal, and many more. DistroKid collects earnings and payments, sending them to you, the artist. With DistroKid, artists unlock a world of possibilities. From easily paying collaborators with splits to securing your music with DistroLock, DistroKid covers all bases. Plus, you can promote your releases with Hyperfollow and create eye-catching visuals with a Spotify Canvas generator, all for free. But that's not all. Introducing the DistroKid app, now available on iOS and Android. Artists can manage their releases, view streaming stats, and withdraw earnings, all from the palm of their hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. With its simple interface and customizable mastering options, artists can make their music sound polished and professional within minutes. And don't forget about Instant Share, DistroKid's newest feature. Share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more, ensuring your music streams at the highest quality. Ready to take your music to the next level? Download the DistroKid app and explore their suite of tools today. Plus, listeners can enjoy 30% off their first year by visiting distrokid.com distrokid.com/VIP/DeMakes. That's distrokid.com/VIP/DeMakes.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof like Skims or Allbirds, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and great marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. It's home of ShopPay, the #1 checkout in the world. You can use it to boost conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going through to checkout. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/income, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/income to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/income.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
AI isn't coming. It's already transforming marketing and business. See how at MakeCon 2025, October 14th through 16th in Cleveland. Evergreen Podcasts is proud to be the official podcast partner, recording live on site and meeting with more than 1,500 marketing leaders. You'll learn from leaders at Google Cloud, Meta, Snowflake, and HeyGen, sharing what's working and what isn't. Transformation starts here. And with our special code, PODS200, you'll save $200 off your ticket. Join us at the Huntington Convention Center. Register today at macon.ai. That's MAICON.ai.
Hey everyone, Chris DeMakes here. And I've got some exciting news. Chris DeMakes a Podcast is now on Patreon. Your support is what keeps this show going, allowing us to bring you deep dives into amazing songs from incredible artists every week. When you join our Patreon at chrisdemakes.com, you'll get instant access to hundreds of episodes of The After Party, our weekly bonus show where producer Chris Fafalius and I talk music history, trivia, tour stories, classic albums, and whatever else comes to mind. Plus, you'll get early ad-free episodes of Chris DeMakes a Podcast, unedited video versions of each episode, and, of course, a brand new episode of The After Party every single week. If our show brings you a little joy, help us keep it going strong for just a couple bucks a month at chrisdemakes.com. Not ready to commit? No problem. You can sign up for a free membership while you decide. Thanks so much, everyone, and I hope to see you all at the after party.
And now, back to the show.
We get into chorus number 3. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. It doesn't stop there. Music keeps going. Little pig, let me in. Not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Doesn't stop. While I'm huffing, I'm puffing, I'll blow your house in. And this is where the riff changes. Huffin', puffin', blow your house in. Huffin', puffin', blow your house in. Huffin' and a puffin', and I'll blow your house in. The riff comes in for 2 measures, but it's almost this time like it's alone, like left speaker and right speaker. There's like this weird bass semitone sound.
Yep.
It's either a guitar or a bass played high up on the neck.
Yeah.
It's high up on the neck, right? It's kind of the riff, but it's not. It's bizarre.
All right, no, I'm loving these questions, man. Again, never. Nobody's ever gone this way.
Yeah. So what? Like, okay, you really only have 2 riffs in this song. That's really, if you want to call it a third riff, it does kind of change there. It still kind of feels like but it's.
And we were going again, back up to music influences. We were going for the riff in Bob O'Reilly. When it breaks down, boom, da-da-doom, da-da-doom, da-da-doom. So we were going for that kind of introduction.
Okay.
Not that sound, but let's do the Bob O'Reilly bass riff in the song, but not the actual bass riff, but the idea of. Does that make any sense?
It makes sense to me. For some of our listeners, he's speaking of Bob O'Reilly, which is an amazing song from The Who, I believe off their 1978 record. Who's Next? I don't know.
Really old, way 70s, yes.
Maybe 76. Great song.
Yeah, that was the total influence to that. And
that's
when
interesting.
you're finished, I'm going to tell you the influence to the actual Three Little Pigs riff, which will blow your mind.
Well, I can't wait. We're going to get into verse 4 now. Well, the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed all
that he could. And lo and behold, the little piggy's house stood. It's made out of concrete. The little piggy shouted. The wolf just frowned as he pouted. So they called 911 like any piggy would. They sent out Rambo just as fast as they could.
And this is what killed me, because you actually see, and I have to ask you in a moment, if Sylvester Stallone or Rambo, the movie franchise, ever had an issue. Now all of a sudden in the video, a claymation figure of Sylvester Stallone pops up with a machine gun, and in Stallone's voice, it's a spoken word part that happens here over the chorus riff, the main riff, dun dun dun. It says,
"Yo, Wolfface, I'm your worst nightmare. Your ass is mine."
Well, how did that come about?
Well, it's funny that you ask, and I will tell you. I came up with a couple of scenarios when I put together the song. And one of them was they called out the LAPD as fast as they could. And then the other one was, and they called out the Kool-Aid guy as fast as they could, and he'd break through the window or break through the brick house of the and destroy the wolf. And then the third one was the Rambo. The Kool-Aid guy, which I was really favorable about because it made sense to me, because he would be smashing through the brick wall of the third little pig's house made out of brick. So that made sense. But I kind of went with the Rambo part because at the time, Rambo was really big. And so
huge.
For Stallone. And so I figured I could take a poke at that, and that would get more laughs than the other two choices. So that's where that came from.
Okay. Well, and of course, Kraft sues you, but the Rambo franchise doesn't, which is hilarious to me. Right. There's a huge snare roll that, and if you haven't seen the video, all my listeners, if you haven't seen it, please go watch the video, because it's just, it's great. And at the time, it was really cutting edge in '93, this video. There's this huge snare roll, which Sylvester Stallone is then shooting his machine gun, which it sounds like machine gun fire with the snare roll. Do you remember if there was a sample of machine gun fire with the snare roll there?
It was just Danny Carey playing the friggin' drums.
Man, it sounds like...
That's how great he is.
It sounds like cannons going off on that part.
That's Danny. He can do that.
it is kick ass. And then there's the sound of glass breaking and full all around mayhem. Sounds like a piano's being smashed.
Yes.
And then it kind of quiets down. You think the song's over, but you hear another 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 count off, and then bum bum bum. You're back into the riff for. I've never known a song to need a verse 5, Bill, but damn it, this one needed it. And this is a very short verse. It's, well, the wolf fell dead, as you can plainly see.
And that's the end of the story for you and me. They still give a listen, you just may hear the big wolf and little piggy say, little pig, let me in. Little pig, let me in. Well, I'm huffing, I'm puffing, I'll blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in. Huffing, puffing, blow your house in.
those last part of the chorus here, a lead guitar, kind of a counter melody is played throughout this whole back half of the chorus. And there also sounds like there's some other voices or maybe ambient type of noise that comes in here at the end.
Yes.
It sounds chaotic as hell. I think that's what you were going for.
We just wanted the listener to, after their 10th time, oh, what's that? Oh, little Easter eggs. That's all it really was,
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Influences comes from, the 70s albums, you play the Zeppelin thing backwards and it talks like the devil. And, the Beatles, got the messages in the right, so we were kind of going for that at the end of the song. Just a bunch of gibberish that people conclusions to. It's
cool. And much like the song started, Bill again has a little spoken word at the end here, and it says, and the moral of the story is
that bands with no talent can easily amuse idiots with a stupid puppet show.
And then the song ends, and then there's just some pig noises to end the song.
Yes,
fittingly,
and then the drum, dun, 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 dun.
Absolutely, and it ends almost in a cartoonish. That's how you'd end like a cartoon theme song or something.
That end drum roll is the key to the entire song. There is a whole underlying joke in that entire song, and the only way for anyone to get it is to unlock that key with that ending drum riff. And do you know what that answer is with that key? With that drum roll?
I there's two things that come to mind. It's like the dun, 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 dun. That was the first thing I thought of. And then
close.
And then the second one is like the Bugs Bunny, that's all folks.
Close.
Okay, that's all I got.
I'm just gonna do this little riff for you. Dun, dun. Wait, how did it go? Dun, 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 dun. I'm doing my own riff. God damn it! I'll let you do it because I'm confusing the riff that I stole with my own riff. It's Smoke on the Water.
Oh, bum 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 bum.
Three Little Pigs. It's Smoke on the Water.
Bum. Wow.
And we do the drum roll at the end, just like the song "Smoke on the Water" does. That's how they end that song.
Smoke on the Water is a classic by Deep Purple. It's one of the songs that everybody that's ever worked in a Guitar Center wants to kill people because they play that riff all day long. Smoke on the Water.
That's why the Three Little Pigs song sounds so familiar.
Yes, no, it's I have to ask you. You did this song when you were in the studio, recording the track with Sylvia Massey and producing it. Was it just another track on the record, Bill? I know that somebody from Gwar had told you. Somebody told you when Gwar told you it was a hit, but when did it hit you? No pun intended. When did it hit you that you're like, holy crap, the whole country and the world is hearing this? Like it is. I mean, was it when it was on MTV or were you walking through a mall? Were you in a doctor's office? When did it hit you that like, wow, my band has a hit?
Well, again, I'll try to give you the short version. So here I am. I get the record contract and video only. We've recorded all the songs. Now I got to go through this process of making 11 music videos that I promised, in which I just made up an entire lie to get the money. I just threw out this, I can make you 11 music videos. Be the first video band, So, anyways, that's a whole other part of the story. So we record it, and I do the first video. And I go into the record company, and I hand it to them. It was a song called Serial Killer. And it was about Toucan, Son of Sam, that went on a murdering rampage of all the cereal mascots. Played the video. Nothing. Not a laugh, not a chuckle, not a congratulations. First video. No worries. I'll be back. Second video. Nothing. third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I went through 10 goddamn videos, and they hated them all. All of them. They never laughed. They never said, oh, let me go buy you a fast food burger at McDonald's because you did a good job. No, not even a free Coca-Cola, okay? 10 videos later, still not a laugh, not a chuckle, nothing. So I'm down to 1. Only because I was dumb enough to promise 11, not the standard 10 that the record company wants. I promised 11 because I want to do 1 more because I want to get this deal. So I made all the videos, and I'm down to 1 last song, the Three Little Pigs song. The weird song, the song that's the longest, the song that's the riff over and over again, the song that sometimes we play. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'll be back with a better one. My last chance. I've just spent the last 6 months of my life making all these videos that were all complete failures to the record company. So I go home and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And my friend calls me in the morning and says, I had the greatest dream last night. You made a claymation video for the Three Little Pigs. And I was like, oh, that's genius. Oh my God, yes, that's it. But how? How are we going to do this? You know, our last video time is run out. You know, and at that moment in time, I had a job. I was working at E! Entertainment Television. And I ran the studio. I was the camera guy, the lighting guy, the prompter, whatever they needed that day, I did. So I frantically go into work. And I asked the camera guys, I said, dude, does anyone know anybody that has a 1-frame camera that does 1 frame at a time? I need to get one. Because at this point in time, I've spent all the money. I'm down to my last $2,000. I got nothing.
Right.
I got nothing, and all my shit was failures. So the camera guy says, my next door neighbor has one of those. I could introduce you to him. I said, oh, great. So I go over to his next door neighbor's house. He lives with his parents. He's in 12th grade. He's a friggin' kid. Okay? My last chance to move to Hollywood to become a star. So my third little piggy kid can grow up to go to Harvard College. It's all a 12-year-old kid, or not 12, 12th grade.
Yeah.
I tell him, so I need this video. I need it fast. All I got is $2,000. Okay. You tell a kid in 12th grade in 1992 that you got $2,000 for a video for him to make.
That's the keys of the kingdom.
Right? So for the next 2 weeks, this kid moves his dad's car out of the garage and he makes it in the family garage.
That's
so
awesome.
Now 2 weeks pass. And the record company's like, call it Manspeaker. Where's that goddamn video? You owe us 1 more. It's on the way. Okay, so I have seen no footage. I've seen nothing. I go over to his house. I was like, dude, I need it now. This is it. He's like, well, I'm not finished. I was like, it doesn't matter. I need it now. And again, the video is 6.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
He gives me the footage. It's 1.5 minutes. A minute and a half of claymation video. We stretched to fill a 6-minute hole. We slowed it down. We repeated it. We threw in little cartoon drawings. We patched this thing together. And I went into the record company. I was like, here it is. This is it. And Lou Malia puts it in the tape machine, plays it, and at the end he's like, it's either going to sell 10 or 10 million. And if it sells 10 million, you can get anything you want, Manspeaker. And it's in
awesome.
Millions.
Yeah, that is
Millions and millions. And next thing I know, I'm covered in money. Literally. The president of the company not only pays me my royalties, but he also advances me with a totally different deal. $2 million in cash to buy my own production company. And that's what I did. I bought a production company in Hollywood, and I started making music videos for people. I started doing work for Kiss, Marilyn Manson, Jewel, Doc McGee, Playboy. And all of a sudden, my job, E-Entertainment Television, that was paying me $7 an hour, is now paying me $6,000 a week to come use my facility.
That's awesome, man. That's great. That's such a again, I've had a couple times on the show. It's a feel good story. You had this 1.5-minute video that you stretched out. It's down to 2 seconds. It's the fourth quarter. It's the last game.
Yeah.
It's the Hail Mary.
It was all of that.
Yeah. And there it was. That's awesome.
If that did not sell, that record company was going to get flushed. They were already $50 million in debt. Tool was, we were the 147th band signed to the label. Tool was 148. And they were all failures.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if this song didn't hit, it was all going to fail. And if it failed, there would be no Tool.
Yeah, no, I believe that because
and then we made all this massive money. Our song covered their debt and put them into the positive. I mean, we both know how the music industry works.
Yeah, no, that's that
and
is.
So and because of that, and most of the times, the band gets their royalty, and that's really about it. This man, Lou Malia, not only paid me my royalty, but gave me a separate deal because he believes so much in the craziness. Again, nobody supported him. Nobody, we only got signed for $60,000. It was a very low number at that time. And the entire record company that, worked for him were like, this is the most ridiculous waste of money ever. And we were the ones that wound up saving everybody's job. So this guy kept true and continued to fund all these projects of mine throughout my entire life until he recently passed away.
Well, good for you, because as you know, the music business is full of a lot of rotten fish. It doesn't happen a lot.
This guy was genuine. Lou Malia, he's the one that made it a hit song. I mean, he had the elements, but again, as you know, being in a band, just because your song is great and your band is great doesn't mean that great song is going to get out there.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
No. Well, listen, Bill, I want to thank you for taking the time out. This was a very, very, very cool story. I am so happy for all your success. And again, the band is still out there rocking. They just put out a record June 11th this year, 2021, called Garbage Band Kids. So go check it out. And man, I'm going to be out to LA at some point, probably this year or next. I'd love to hit you up and hang out, man.
Oh, come be on my show. I've just like you. You got to reinvent yourself. So what I've done in the beginning of the year is I've started my own music video channel. And you can look right behind me. I'm sitting at my set right now, and we have legit cameras and all kinds of gear. And we're a live music video channel. We're about to go live 24 hours a day. But right now we just do every Saturday at 8:00, and we go live for like 3 hours. And we just kind of work it out until we're good at it. And then we're going to push it everywhere.
For the listeners, they know I conduct these podcasts over Zoom. They can't see what I'm seeing, but Bill looks like he's in the
totally.
Bill looks like he's in the greatest fun house ever.
Yeah. No, it's gorgeous. My point is next time you come out here, my studio's right here in Hollywood, right on Hollywood Boulevard. Please come by, check it out, be on the show if you like, and we'll be friends.
I would love to. Thank you so much for your time. All right.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hey, everybody, don't touch that dial. There's plenty more Chris DeMakes a Podcast after a few words from our sponsors.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
En Prime Big Deal Days, este 7 y 8 de octubre, aprovecha grandes ofertas en un nuevo spa de pies. Te transformará en la reina de la relajación.
¡Espera! ¡Tiene chorros de burbujas!
Aprovecha hasta 40% menos en Prime Big Deal Days, 7 y 8 de octubre.
Upgrade your laundry routine with a durable and reliable Maytag laundry pair at Lowe's. Like the new Maytag washer and dryer with performance-enhanced stain-fighting power. Designed to cut through serious dirt and grime. And what's great is this laundry pair is in stock and ready for delivery when you need it the most. Don't miss out. Shop Maytag in-store or online today at Lowe's.
Imagine fast hydration, combined with balanced energy, perfectly flavored with zero artificial sweeteners. Introducing Liquid IV's new Energy Multiplier Sugar-Free. Unlike other energy drinks, the ones that make you feel like you're glitching, it's made with natural caffeine and electrolytes, so you get the boost without the burnout. Liquid IV's new Energy Multiplier Sugar-Free Hydrating Energy. Tap the banner to learn more.
My marathon isn't about time. It's about my 26 friends with intellectual disabilities I'm dedicating each mile to. I'm Joseph. I'm running my first Bank of America Chicago Marathon for Special Olympics Illinois to help give my friends a place to shine.
Join Bank of America in supporting Joseph's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportjoseph. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation.
If you're a band, artist, record label, or business looking to get your message out to a passionate audience of music lovers, consider advertising on Chris DeMakes a Podcast. We'd love to help you connect with our listeners in a meaningful and authentic way. Just drop a line to my producer, Chris Fafalius, at chrisfafalius@gmail.com. That's Chris, Fafalios @gmail.com. If our listener base sounds like it might be a good fit for you, reach out and we can talk rates and discuss the best way to effectively get your message across.
As we near the end of the show, here's a band you might not know.
Welcome to this week's Band You Might Not Know. If you'd like your band to be considered for Chris DeMakes a Podcast, all you have to do is submit your song via MP3 only and your bio to bandyoumightnotknow@gmail.com. This week's featured band is Protected Left, a three-piece thrashy punk band from Oakland, California, consisting of Mario Borzak on guitar and vocals, Trey Durbase on drums, and Brett Fontaine on bass and backup vocals. You can find their music on Bandcamp and Spotify. Here's a snippet of their song, Swell.
The Wrap with Chris and Chris.
That was insane. Everything about it. Bill, the story of the song. I mean, I don't even know where to start.
I don't know either, because I really thought this. I'm just completely, I pride myself on knowing a lot about music. I don't know what you would call it, a music historian. I love weird and odd facts. I did not know that Maynard and Danny had any part in this band until I researched the song. I'm like, what? That was I never knew that. The whole story, him going to the record labels with these videos, having the 12th grader, the kid, do the claymation, the song being biographical and autobiographical. I thought this was, like I said, just some dude stoned at 3 a.m. writing down something silly and was playing a guitar with his buddy going, hey dude, check this out, this is funny, and here it is. Like, it actually has a little depth behind a ridiculous lyric.
Yeah, I was super impressed. What year did this song come out? Was it
1993?
And if what Bill is saying is true, you are the first person to get the actual story of this song out of him. And I believe that because who is going to ask about the, you just assume, like you said, you assume it's a story of 3 little pigs that he just made up. But little did we know there is an actual story behind this song, and it's incredible.
Yeah, it's 28 years. He probably wrote it in 91 or 92, almost 30 years, and nobody's asked him in depth what this song's about because of what I said in the episode and what you just said. It's the lyrics are so literal, and then you also know everyone's heard the nursery rhyme, the backstory of the 3 little pigs, that you just assume that, oh, this is just another silly novelty song, which it kind of was, but kind of wasn't, and just to blow up and become this thing. And I know you're a little younger. Do you remember this being on MTV and being so crazy?
Dude, I was absolutely in the wheelhouse of this at the time. I was 12 or 13 years old when this came out.
Yeah.
A claymation video on MTV that's like hard rockin' and funny, and Beavis and Butthead. It was on. I think it was on Beavis and Butthead, right?
We had talked about that. Yeah, I mean, if you get on Beavis and Butthead, whether they slammed you or whether they liked you, that show in and of itself was a cultural phenomenon. Dude, it was humongous.
I mean, I bought the cassette single of this song before they changed it to Green Jellÿ. I have a Green Jell-O cassette single of this song. Yeah, man. I mean, I was excited about doing this just because of all that, because of my history with this song. I mean, it was probably one of the earlier hard rock songs that I liked.
Yeah, and like I said, it's another feel-good story. Bill turned it into a fortune, not just from a cash monetary standpoint, but he was able to do his passion, which was a production company. He enjoyed making videos, which he's still doing to this day. This song, was the catalyst for him living all his dreams out. I mean, he still may have. He seems like such a creative guy, but just to have this song, and it really was a fluke. It just was one of those things. It was as I referenced. It was the Hail Mary in the fourth quarter.
I love that he knows and appreciates so much like what this song did for him. Like, he's not one bit like, he's very self-deprecating about so many things about it, but it's a great song. And he's gonna kind of talking shit on himself for a lot of aspects. I can't sing, I can't whatever. Like, dude, it's a song that anybody from anybody from that era, everybody knew this song, and I can't imagine not liking it. The first time you saw this and Rambo comes out, you're just like, what on earth is this song? It's insane, and I can't imagine not liking it. And dude, another thing that's so funny is that second verse. I know that guy he's talking about, the roller skating guy.
Oh yeah,
that guy was selling CDs out of his backpack, roller skating, singing, playing songs. I knew that guy from Santa Monica. He was saying Venice Beach. I'm sure that guy's at both places. That guy's also had cameos in some movies that I've seen before. But yeah, I know exactly who that guy is.
Yeah, and what else is crazy is the fact that, Kraft Foods decides to sue Green Jell-O, or to make them change their name to Green Jellÿ. But Rambo and Stallone, who were they were as big as, in a different sense, Kraft's a food company, but they were huge back then in the early 90s. You would have thought they would have come after him, and they didn't hear a peep from either Stallone's camp or Rambo franchise.
Dude, I mean, it's just so funny. Yeah, the story about the next door neighbor being a 12th grader and making this, and it's inspiring to me from just thinking about using your creativity and putting something out into the world and having it just catch fire, you know? And I mean, and this is pre-internet. So, you know, even now, more if you create something great that people want to like show their friends, probably more than ever, that can happen for you. You know, I don't know if so much money is out there for it now, but still, like it's inspiring is my point here.
Yeah, for sure. And just the fact that, you know, and I had told him, this song, it you know, whatever you want to call it, the 15 minutes of fame, it was everywhere for that moment. Yeah. You know, you went to the mall, you heard little kids from 7 years old to 25 years old, you know, grown adults, you know, singing that line, little pig, let me in, not by the hair of my changing chin, in that voice. And you knew that what they were referencing, it was everywhere for a minute. And, you know, again, it goes to I've talked about on this show, it goes to the power of MTV. And let's not forget, we mentioned a minute ago, the power of Beavis and Butthead at the time. It's like the stars align for them on this song.
Yeah, definitely. And I know that people listening to this couldn't see what we saw, but what I saw was the most enthusiastic, positive person. And yeah, like you said, it looked like he was in some sort of wild fun house at his studio there. And man, wow. That was crazy. Yeah, that was awesome.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, Chris, it is very, very cool. And you know what else is very, very cool?
I do. It's the month of October, and this was our first of 4 Halloween Chris DeMakes a Podcast episodes. I'm so stoked for the ones we have coming up.
I love Halloween time, man. And we have been planning. Dude, have we been planning for a Halloween month? I think we've been planning this for like 6 months. We've been trying to get these October episodes together, all that kind of relate to the Halloween time of year. You know, this green Jellÿ, 3 Little Pigs, maybe it's not specifically Halloween, but something about the big stage show and the craziness of green Jellÿ just puts me in the mind of the Halloween time of year.
Yeah, just their costumes and everything they have going on, and what a wild ride that was today with Bill. I mean, he's just
wild man.
Yeah, and just he's built just this wonderful career for himself, and I had no idea that he had founded this production company, all the other things that he has going on. He's just truly an extraordinary character. And I even told the guys in Less Than Jake, I said, we should get this guy to direct a video for us.
You should, man.
Yeah.
You really should.
Could be really cool. And I want to thank everybody who has joined our Facebook group, Chris DeMakes a Podcast Facebook group. If you haven't already, please join. It's free for the taking. It's a lot of fun. We have a good time in there, Chris.
Yeah, some people hate Facebook, and I can't say that I blame them, even though I post on there multiple times per day, and I have fun because I've already eliminated all the bad people. It's all people I like, and I just post like my favorite fruits and vegetables and things on there. But that being said, I get not liking Facebook, but it's worth making an account just to join that group because it's a very positive, optimistic community where people like to talk about music and things like that. It's a cool place.
It's great. I tell people all the time, just make a fake account. You know, use a fake use a fake picture, fake name. Just join and come have fun with us. And give me a follow on Instagram if you can at Less Than Chris D. And thanks so much to Bill Manspeaker. What a great guest. I want to thank him for sitting in with us, and we'll see you next week. Hey friends, have you been loving Chris DeMakes a Podcast? Well, spread the love by leaving a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Don't hesitate to share what you enjoy about the show in an actual written review on Apple Podcasts. Not only does it help more people discover us, but we often read reviews in the rap segment of the show. It's a quick, cost-free way to support us and takes just a minute of your time. Your reviews mean the world to us and help us keep the podcast thriving. Thank you for being a listener, and thank you for being a friend.
Hey, I'm Chris Fafalius, producer of Chris DeMakes a Podcast, and also host of One Hit Thunder. Each week on the One Hit Thunder podcast, we take a look into a one-hit wonder band or artist to determine if they deserved more success or if they were lucky to even have a hit at all. We've covered When in Rome, Jaquan, Shanice, Yellow, Squirrel Nut Zippers, Jesus Jones, Positive K, Mazzy Star, and hundreds more. With new episodes every Wednesday and special guests from the worlds of music and comedy, we always have nonstop fun, and maybe, if we're lucky, we discover some new favorite music. So if you love great songs and you often find yourself asking, whatever happened to that band? Check out One Hit Thunder wherever you get your podcasts.
Doug.
Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Your sausage McMuffin with egg didn't change. Your receipt did. The sausage McMuffin with egg extra value meal includes a hash brown and a small coffee for just $5. Only at McDonald's for a limited time.
Prices and participation may vary.